What's going on? My name is Marcus, and today I want to talk about one of the easiest ways to earn gypsum, and judging by the comments on my recent videos, it's also something that not a lot of people seem to know about. Because of the lack of knowledge, I want to go pretty in-depth and kind of give you all the information that I can in this video and make sure that you can earn the gypsum every time you attempt this. If you don't know, what arenas are basically a boss fight in the world that you pay a tuning orb to get into. So they're sort of similar to expeditions, but they're a lot shorter, and hopefully with this guide, a lot easier. Also, the tuning orbs are going to cost you less, and you can craft them more frequently. What's really cool is even though these are easier than expeditions, when you kill an arena boss, you actually get the guaranteed Citrine, and you also get a random expertise upgrade, which is pretty massive. Okay, before we get into what's the best arena to complete for this and how to actually beat that arena easily, I'm going to actually show you how to craft this tuning orb. So basically, all you need to do is get your stone cutting up to level 50, and then you can come in here, type tuning orb, and you can see over here that Siren tuning orb, monoecious tuning orb, and protector's tuning orbs are the three tuning orbs that you need to get into the different arenas. So each of these are going to get you in and fighting a different boss. Looking at the three of them, they all cost you the same thing, and that's star metal chisel, 5 runestone, an energy core, and 5 fancy shells. Chisel's going to cost you 200 gold and some faction points, and then we can go into the trade center and look up the others. So runestone's probably going to be the most expensive part of crafting one of these. If you look here, they're about like 130 each, and you need 5 of them, so that's going to be like 600 gold, over 600 gold. I don't know, I'm bad at quick math. If you're at 200 stone cutting, you can craft these out of obsidian void stone. We can see how much these cost on my server. They're about 20 each, and you're going to need 5 of them, some sandpaper, and a lodestone to craft, so it'll probably come around the same price as just buying it off the market, maybe a little bit cheaper. But again, you do have to be level 200 stone cutting to be able to craft the runestones. Looking at the other items, you can actually see that you can't buy the energy core off the market at all. You've got to craft it yourself at the stone cutters, but a good rule of thumb with it is that it's going to cost you 50 of each mote. So if you go in here, go to Arcana, and then you go in here, my life motes are about 0.39, death motes are 0.79. So for each mote, it's going to cost you probably around, like, if we average it out, probably around 30-ish gold, maybe 40. And there's 7 different types of motes, so it's another 280 gold on top of that. So these orbs definitely aren't cheap, but you can go and collect the motes yourself, which makes it a lot easier if you go and you're trying to find like the magical creatures for the topaz attunement potion. A lot of times when you harvest those magical creatures, you actually get motes out of it. So going for the magical creatures is actually going to be like hitting 2 birds with 1 stone, where you're going to be getting motes going towards these tuning orbs and also the magical creatures towards getting the attunement potions for the topaz gypsum that you're going to be needing as well. So I highly recommend looking up like an interactive map and then finding where all of the magical creatures are located, and then maybe spending like an hour farming them, and you'll be set for a good while on your motes and your magical creatures. But anyways, the final thing is going to be a unique item depending on which arena you're going to go into. First one is going to be glowing swamp moss, which is going to be for the protectors arena. These are going for 50 each, so pretty expensive. Again, you can farm them yourselves, and you can see that these are found around Eternal Pole. If you're trying to craft a monoecious orb, you're going to need Firefox, which is 4 each, so way cheaper. These ones can also be gathered at Zygromet's Grove in Eden Grove. And then for the Sirens arena, you are going to need fancy shells, which are selling for about 5 each. So again, cheaper. You can find them in Siren's Stand and Reekwater, which is actually where the arena is. So going up and getting to this arena, you're actually going to be finding fancy shells yourself, which is really cool because this is the arena that I'm going to be sending you guys to. What we actually did was we got a couple orbs. We did 2, and we went up and we fought this boss back to back. It was pretty easy, and I was able to get 2 random expertise bumps and 2 Citrine gypsum, so I was able to craft my Citrine gypsum casts for 2 days, and it only took us like 20 minutes. It was not very long. All right, so let's get into the arena itself. If you look here, the arena is located in South Reekwater. You're gonna have to work your way up through the tree houses and up to this path here, which is pretty simple. You can just run past most of the enemies and just get on places they can't reach you and get away. But the main part that you might have issues at is right at the top of the bridge here. Usually there's a gate closed here, but if you look up here, there is somebody who spawns up there, and if you kill them, the gate is going to open. If you want, you could just run right past them, hop on these boxes, hop over onto the rock, and then farm them from down here. But luckily for us, the gate was open. You're just going to continue working your way all the way up the treehouse. Just keep going up. Wherever you see that you need to go up, just keep going. You can't get too lost. Basically, if you're confused or you don't know which direction to go, if you see a path going up higher, that's the path to take. There is a spot near the top where you are going to jump off onto this broken bridge, so don't be confused. Once you're here, that's actually going to be good for you because it's going to make you lose your aggro, and that means that you're basically at the arena start. All you have to do is go down the stairs right here, and then you are set at the arena gate. So it works just like any expedition. Get to the gate, use your tuning orb, and it's going to put you into the arena. All right, let's talk through the easiest way to beat this boss. So basically, the tank is just going to have a pretty easy job. They just hold up and block the entire time and let the healers and the DPS do the work and just try to keep the aggro on them. It's pretty simple on the tanks, and it's actually pretty simple on the DPS as well. All you want to do is just avoid being near your tank so you don't get hit, and basically just backstab her the entire time. The healers and the ranged DPS are going to have a few more issues. So basically, one of her attacks is to throw out this spear at you. And what you want to do if you're a tank or a ranged DPS and you see she's throwing it at you, you want to hug the walls of the arena, because what's going to happen is the spear is going to hit the ground, and then it's going to cause an area around it where it's going to do lightning strikes and do pretty big damage. So basically, as the fight goes on, you want her to throw these at you, and you want to work your way around the wall, so that way all of the AoE DPS that she's throwing at you is just stuck around the walls and you don't really have to deal with it. If you're a melee DPS or a tank, what you want to know is when she does this thing where she sticks the rod in the air, that what's going to happen is lightning's going to come around. Basically, most of it's going to land right next to her, so just create some distance away from her, and all the lightning strikes are going to hit around her, and there's going to be a few stragglers, but it's really not that difficult to get out of the way of them. All you have to do is just not be standing right on top of her. And as for tanks, it doesn't really do that much damage, so usually your healer can just heal you through the lightning anyways. I'm a glass cannon DPS, so I had to avoid these because getting hit by like 2 of them is going to kill me. So all I had to do was roll away, create some distance, and I was good. Outside of that, all of her other attacks are pretty basic. She just has like a stab where she'll poke at you. She has a swing where she'll kind of swing around her and you just have to dodge out of the way of that. And she'll throw spears, just like the original spears we were talking about, that you have to dodge out of the way of. So like I said, the healer's job for this arena is the most difficult. You're usually going to be the one that's looking out for the spears and trying to keep them lined up on the walls away from the center of the fighting area. And then she's also going to throw out this little shocking orb thing that you see here that is going to follow you around and try to attack you. So you kind of kite that around as you heal, and then just get out of the way of the javelins that she throws and try to stay along the wall. That's your main goal. That's the most difficult job, and you should be able to get through this pretty easy. Once you kill her, you're going to get teleported outside of the arena. You're going to get a lockbox and your Citrine gypsum. That lockbox is going to be where you're going to get your random expertise bump from. Don't laugh at how bad my expertise is. Before this patch, I mainly just played OPR and bought my gear. If you're interested in more expertise bumps and earning expertise quickly, be sure to check out this video here. It's a really awesome spot and a bunch of different ways I get into it in the video. If you found this helpful, don't forget to drop a like. It really helps the channel. My name is Marcus, and thanks for watching.